Story of how I was betrayed by my own family, and no, I'm not referring to when my ex-husband had an affair with my best friend. A different betrayal. So when I was first separated from my ex-husband, I was living in my first trailer part-time, and then I had some cousins who were like, oh my gosh, we have a granny unit, the tenant will be out in April, you can totally move in. And what should have been probably one of the best things that happened for my children and myself ended up being literally the next biggest betrayal that I've ever been through. So initially, my agreement with my cousins had been I could start renovating this granny unit in May because their tenant moved out at the end of April, and they would give me 2 months free rent, and they would charge me $1,200 a month for rent after that. It took me 6 weeks to do the renovation because I was doing everything by myself, like ripping out carpets, putting in floors, ripping out baseboards, trim boards, door boards, painting everything, the kitchen cabinets, the bathroom cabinets, the walls, redid the electrical, like literally practically everything was redone. And the entire time I kept telling myself, you're gonna get screwed over, you don't have like a written agreement with these people, like something in my spirit just did not sit well, and I just had this feeling that I was gonna get screwed over. So it takes me six weeks to do the renovation. I move in, and July 1st I go upstairs because the granny unit was like on their second story underneath them, so I go upstairs to sign my lease. And not only did that 2 months of free rent start while I was renovating, so it wasn't like July and August was free. They counted the 2 months, basically like 8 weeks. It took me 6 weeks to renovate. So the 8 weeks before that I was basically renovating and moving in, they counted that as my free rent. Then on top of that, because I could have like let that go and been like, okay, that was a miscommunication, whatever. They raised my rent from $12,000 to $2,000 a month. And then they proceeded to tell me about how much more they could actually rent the unit out for because I renovated it, and how they were doing me such a huge favor by letting me and my kids live there. When in reality, I was the one always doing them favors. I would babysit their kid for free. They had another kid on the way, and they had 2 dogs, and I was always picking up like their dog's dog shit and like watching their kid and doing errands for them and all this stuff. And I don't know if my cousin's wife was just super jealous. I mean, she literally would always talk about how she wished her house looked done like mine. And what's so ironic is she would always like rag about her husband, who was my cousin, and I was like going through a divorce, and I'm like, I'm the worst person to talk to about your husband not doing shit because I'm gonna tell you to leave him. So anyway, I tried to negotiate with them, remind them all the stuff I did for them and the value of all of those things, and they wouldn't have it. So I went and bought an RV and I moved out.